This morning, a new front has opened in the complex debate over Nigeria's road safety, which is the recent comments by the Corps Marshal of the Federal Road Safety Corps, Salihu Mahmud, on Rise News, which has ignited a fresh controversy. His argument that arming road safety operatives is necessary to effectively stop non-complying heavy-duty vehicles forces us to re-examine the fundamental roles of our traffic agencies. Now, if the FRSC, a traditionally non-armed corps, is given firearms, how would that redefine its legal jurisdiction against the Nigerian police force? So on this program this morning, we go beyond the headlines to provide a definitive analysis on the existing laws. We'll ask, would this enhance enforcement or create a dangerous overlap of powers? To help us unpack this, we'll be joined via Zoom by Salihu Mahmud, a public affairs and security analyst. Thank you for joining us this morning. Good morning.
Thank you very much. Good morning, erudite anchor people.
Good morning. Good morning. All right, we just saw the statement by the Federal Road Safety Corps Marshal, and he made a point saying that it is quite important for them to be able to bear arms at this moment, for them to be able to do their duties properly and safeguard themselves. But at this point, it is quite interesting to understand, when it comes to a non-combat civilian regulatory agency like the FRSC. So what are the risks when it comes to introducing firearms into the FRSC? And do you think that this move could create a jurisdictional friction between the FRSC, the Nigerian police force, as well as the NSCDC?
Well, in the first place, it is a misplaced priority. Then again, it is like not knowing what is right, when and how. Because the Federal Road Safety Corps, created by the Babangida administration in 1988, was to, among other things, reduce carnage on our highways. Unfortunately, politicians messed up some of the responsibilities of the Federal Road Safety Corps, where from that primary responsibility, they deviated into illegal revenue generation, like involvement in tripartite arrangement with vehicle inspection offices by producing as well as designing number plates, driver license, and all sorts of other issues. Basically, one of the major reasons why Professor Wole Soyinka, who borrowed that same idea, because the road safety in United States of America was like a club. Wole Soyinka borrowed that concept, sold it to then military president, General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, and he saw the sense of it. That was what led to the establishment of the Federal Road Safety Commission, now Federal Road Safety Corps, by Baba Yinka himself was the chairman, while Olu Agunloye was managing. And when they commenced, they started doing things well until politicians, after stability of democracy, amended most of their laws, and they now found themselves involved in tripartite number plate arrangement alongside vehicle and road inspection officers and others. And part of the laws they are operating with was borrowed from Police Motor Traffic Department, as well as laws of road traffic and vehicle inspection officers. So now, they have not even been given that power to bear arms. There are reported cases in Osun and Ogun, as well as Ondo, where you see some of their officers and men flogging people with their service belts. It went viral for some time. Then other high-handedness. No traffic agency is allowed to bear arms, not even the long-existing traffic warden of the Nigerian police they call yellow fever, and even those that wear some white water that are also traffic police officers. So if traffic police officers for years, those in MTD, Motor Traffic Department, State Traffic Department, don't bear arms, what now makes unregimented paramilitary, not even paramilitary, because we cannot say Federal Road Safety Corps are paramilitary yet, because we have paramilitary institutions like customs, immigration, correctional service, fire service, and civil defense. So on what ground is the Corps Marshal saying they must bear arms? Their primary responsibility is to reduce carnage on the roads. Of recent, there was a public hearing in House of Reps where they were even saying they should come and show where the revenue they generate from driver license and production of number plate goes to. Till date, that has not been answered. So what the Corps Marshal need to do now is by going to give answers to where the monies go to. So it is morally wrong. Then it is the service to Nigeria for them to, at this point in time, to be agitating for bearing of arms. It is unacceptable, and I don't think the two arms of the National Assembly should approve that.
All right. We just in our phone-in segment, we've heard a lot of Nigerians complain about, that being a dangerous mission if the Federal Road Safety Corps is armed. So with Nigerians already grappling with public distrust when it comes to armed uniformed officers, could arming the FRSC worsen the situation? And in your own assessment, is there a risk of institutional, should I say, mission creep, where the FRSC official may exceed their traffic management mandate if armed?
Presently, the FRSC has even relegated in some of its responsibilities, because right now, I don't know when you renewed or you did fresh driver license. One of their production machines seems to have fault. When people renew or get fresh, now it takes 8-10 months. The Corps Marshal has not been able to address that. He's only talking of arming the Corps, which is a civil traffic agency. It will jeopardize issue. It will create extrajudicial killing, because it has been established that some of their officers have anger issue. Let me even tell you, in the Federal Capital Territory here, where you have the president, diplomatic community, and what have you, even on traffic, not even pressing your phone to call anyone. Maybe there is a message you are already by the traffic before the green light gives you. When this Corps Marshal team that goes with bike and their e-lock sees you, they book you and subject you to even psychiatric tests. There was a time I had to stand for a woman at the secretariat when they did that. I said she was not making call, because I was the next person. That was high-handedness. So even on simple civil traffic enforcement, some of their officers and men have high-handedness and they are overzealous. Then such kind of people, you now say you are arming them. Then you want to kill half of the populace. So I think it is wrong, because by traffic laws, traffic officers are not supposed to bear arms. And I gave you example, VIO. They've been existing over time, vehicle inspection officers. Do they bear, even though they are a residual creation under states? What about the traffic warden we call yellow fever? Have you ever seen the traffic warden of the Nigerian police bearing arms? Even those that comes to record when there is accident, to mark and do other things under divisional headquarters, under state traffic command. Have you ever seen them bearing AK-47 or what have you? No. The only thing they carry is bunting. So if FRSC now says to do their job, they must bear arms, are they important than police traffic wardens, the vehicle inspection officers, and others? What over traffic divisions or department or officers don't bear arms? So Nigerian Federal Road Safety Corps should not be the first. So I think if in the lower chamber or upper chamber of the National Assembly, they approve that, we now know that our senators and House of Reps don't even know what they are doing, particularly those of the road safety committees, because this is not the first time they are advocating for this. It has been advocated for in the 9th Assembly, it died down. In the 8th Assembly, it died down. So I think Nigerians should join the call to condemn the arming of Federal Road Safety Corps. It will be inimical to traffic enforcement, traffic control, and other jobs they do. What they should do, rather than coming to play politics, to be armed. And one of the reasons is not far-fetched. You know, Federal Road Safety Corps is supervised by Office of Secretary to the Government of the Federation. There are allegations that they are taking more than they can chew. How do you even place a traffic agency under the presidency? So I think it is high time you place them either under Federal Ministry of Works or Federal Ministry of Transportation so that they will know what is right, when, and how. But at this material time, it is morally wrong, it is constitutionally wrong to equip or arm a traffic agency with anything related to weapons or arms. It is very, very wrong, and it is against world order. So this advocacy or this call by the Corps Marshal, I think is like disservice to Nigerians, then misplacement of priority. If the Corps Marshal does not want to do his job, he can go and relax in his native village, and another person will be brought. Because this is not what we should be talking on Federal Road Safety Corps. What we should be talking about is how can they be better funded to be able to cover trunk A, where their constitutional responsibility lies. Because in the Constitution, in the road traffic placement, they are on trunk A, which has to do with federal highway. Mostly now, when you see them interstate roads, most of them are not even doing what they are supposed to be doing. So what I'm saying in question is that it is not right, and it will be morally wrong, constitutionally wrong, to approve arms for the Federal Road Safety Corps, because it is against traffic, agreements for traffic agencies to bear arms. And wherever or whoever is giving them this advice, I think they better know what is right, when, and how, by doing the necessary thing, by manning the trunk A roads, federal highway, to reduce carnage on our roads, how accident can be reduced. Let them be partnering with international agencies, sending their officers for better training so that collectively they can know and be better trained. Today, tell me the proper traffic training or safety training schools where they have across the country, outside the supervision of driving schools and host of others. Of recent, they've started inspection of trucks and what have you, which also is not part of their constitutional responsibility. So the major reasons why the Babangida administration set them and established them in 1988 should further be enhanced rather than going into advocating for bearing of arms. It is wrong at this moment. What needed to be done is researches on what are the causes of incessant accident on our highways. If we can even remember, they don't even have power on metropolitan roads. But today, what do you see? You even see Federal Road Safety Corps officers in city centers, state capitals, and what have you. Let them go to proper federal highways and man it so that seeing them alone will make motorists to reduce speed and what have you. This issue of their advocacy on reduction of speed and what have you, even installation of the speed control, what have you, machines in vehicles, particularly commercial vehicles flying state to state, have they been able to achieve that? These are the things we should then also, these are shared responsibility they have on driving schools with the vehicle inspection officers. Let them also further capacitate their officers to go into that supervision, inspection on that. People that are going to driving schools, are they getting the proper skills? Are these also responsible for instant carnages on our ways? So this wearing of arms, Federal Road Safety Corps, then if that should be, then the traffic warden of the Nigerian police should have been given arms since, or the MTD, Motor Traffic Administration. So let's take practical example from the Nigerian Police Traffic Department. They don't bear arms. Even when you see them at junctions controlling traffic, when there are accidents, when they come, if that place is so dangerous, they only invite the armed part of the police. But the Motor Traffic Department of the police, they don't bear arms. So road safety that was set up in 1988, why should they? What makes them so special? So let them face and discharge their constitutional responsibility, particularly why Babangida established them in 1988. Like I told you, most of their laws they are using today are borrowed from existing laws of the vehicle inspection offices, as well as the traffic department of the Nigerian Police Force. So deviation and misplacement of priority is what is going to be when FRSC is given that power to bear arms. Then automatically at traffic junctions, they are going to kill a lot of people, because even now, If not, that measures were taken sometimes ago. Before, when they stop vehicle and the vehicle refuses to stop, they normally chase the vehicle, such as caused accident in State and Abuja, and based on that, they stop them pursuing vehicles that refuse to stop for them. Even at that, they do it. There was a day as early as 8 o'clock within the metropolis of Abuja here. I saw how overzealous they were operating around the Jabi Way link. I had to call somebody close to their public enlightenment and education department before they called them to order. In Abuja here, for instance, traffic enforcement is supposed to commence from 10 o'clock, right from Musa Mohammed Bello time. But sometimes you see them even 8 o'clock in the morning already enforcing. So bearing arms is going to be wrong, is unacceptable, and is going to be against international traffic charter, because sometimes we need to act in accordance with international best practices.
Okay, now let's talk about the way forward. What recommendations will you make to improve the existing laws and regulations governing road and traffic management in Nigeria? And how can technology be leveraged to enhance road safety and traffic management in Nigeria? Because in our phone interaction, Hauwa mentioned something like updating the websites and in the technological side. And you mentioned earlier about the late production of the driver's license and the particulars. So what potential solutions can you offer as a public affairs and a security analyst?
In the first place, let a lot of the officers and men of FRSC be given proper training on IT. Right now, the service providers for the driver license are contractors. And sometimes you see people going to capture for driver license, staying for hours. Like I told you, it's a tripartite arrangement. You have capture centers. For example, you have capture center in zone 7, you have in zone 3, you have in VI office DRTS Mabushi, then you have in some other areas. But what do you see? Sometimes you are invited to come and capture. You sit there for hours. They will tell you network. Then after capturing and you are given temporary, you keep on coming to check. They start writing pending. And who produces the driver license? Who has the production plan? It's Federal Road Safety Corps. The VIO only tests at the commencement, then they give when the FRSC supplies the driver license. Then same thing extend to number plate. Of recent, number plate has been very scarce, where there are allegations that the numbers that the FRSC that is in custody of the production plant supplies is less, and the demand is higher than the supply. So what needed to be done now? Let the entire Federal Road Safety Corps be restructured for efficiency. Instead of engaging service providers, let most of their officers be trained on providing the network. Let the Office of Secretary to Government of the Federation that supervises them advise the President and Commander-in-Chief. Let up-to-date machines be bought for them. Presently, there are allegations and insinuations that their driver license production machine is faulty, and that is the reason why it stays for up to 8 months that came to collect their driver license. They've not been able to get their driver license for 1 year. So I think the Federal Road Safety Corps should raise memo to the SGF. Let the SGF get approval for Federal Executive Council so that they can get new production machine. Even though I know vehicle inspection offices like Lagos, vehicle inspection service, forgive me, already have their production plant where they produce their number plates. But since road safety produce majorly for Federal Capital Territory, FCT, and some state people, motorists from state come to FCT here, let them get modernized production plans for driver license and number plates so that this delay of driver license will not be there. That is their major responsibility. Then again, they already have cameras for their officers that go on patrol, maybe for traffic light violation and other general what have you. Those ones too can be properly trained, where instead of arresting to go and impound vehicles, you can enlighten people. For example, if somebody beat the light, instead of subjecting that person to psychiatric evaluation, you can subject that person to enlightenment. But sometimes they also want to raise revenue, so they give you fine without even correcting you. Then again, on carnages on our highway, they can provide them utility vehicles. Let them be present on highways. Then let some modern cameras be installed on their vehicles. Then for the speed control, let them periodically check, stop commercial vehicles. Like we have transport companies that have not complied till now. When there are failures, then on those ones they can take certain temporary measures. So above all, their major responsibilities are reduction of carnages on our way, public sensitization, engagement, civic engagement, and enlightenment. In local governments today, when you go, road safety offices are not there. The corps marshal should also make a budget. Talk to the National Assembly, let appropriation be made through the office of SGF, how road safety offices can be in local government like the police. For example, now, when you go to local government headquarters, you see the divisional police headquarters. It's not in major places you find road safety. Mostly you find them in urban centers and some areas. In some areas, you don't even know whether road safety exists. And in areas where they exist, they are not even living up to expectation. I traveled to Kwara State. I saw where road safety officers are collecting bribe on the way, where the commercial bus drivers leaving Ilori coming to Abuja give them 500 naira. It is evident there between Ilori coming to Ekiti or before joining Lokoja and other area too. They collect Roja. Then when you are going to Southeastern State, then the commercial can set up anti-corruption team to apprehend and discipline such kind of officers. But majorly, their responsibility is to reduce carnage on our way before they brought this tripartite arrangement they have with Kiyawa on number plate and driver license. But since they've already started it, there is no way it could be stopped. Let them capacitate themselves, give proper training. Then the commercial service provider that disappoints them with network. That is why when you go to Mabushi DRTS to capture, sometimes you wait for hours, sometimes they say come back. You go to zone 7, you go to other capture centers, complaints everywhere. These issues I'm saying are no longer allegations, they are practical things that are there. So these are the things they need to do. Proper training for the officers on IT, on handling of this gadget, procurement of more. Then again, including international trainings on how to reduce this on our way.
At this point. Thank you very much for your insight. We have very limited time. Thank you so much for shedding more light on, the ramifications of the FRSC in bearing arms.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, have a great day. Thank you so much.